is my turn already. Okay. Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm really excited to talk about this subject today, letting go. First, I want to tell you, when I was in the seminary years, the thing that I found out pretty quick, well, not quick enough, but I found it out, was that when we were doing a class, and we were usually assigned a topic by David, Reverend David, and he would give us a topic, and we either do a class on it or we would do a talk on Sunday. And I found out that depending on the topic, usually I would be living what was going on in my life, the topic. And I found that this week is no different. I'm letting go of something, and I don't always need to know what it is, but thank you for your patience. And I want to say I've been wanting to do this talk for a while. My old title was Spiritual Metamucil. But this new one is more refined. Release and let go. Relax, release, and replace. I have an affirmation that I think you all got a copy of this. This is my go-to affirmation. Sometimes I modify it. Did you get a copy of it? Oh, good. And so this is. I just use it for everything. It's an all-purpose go-to, and like I said, you can modify it, and I do. I fully and freely release and let go all that which does not belong to me, and loose myself to my own good. Only the highest and best is manifest in my life and being. Now, why do I use the word loose instead of lose? Well, we loose it from ourselves. We're loosing it, and we want it off of, away. We don't want to lose something just to find it again. It's like losing that 10 pounds, and then what happens? Yeah. So we don't want to lose it, where we're losing it. We're losing it, whether it be the weight or other things. Now, remember last week we talked about the barricades that fly up. The no, I can't, no, I can't, no, I can't. Well, this week we're talking about letting go of things so that we have those yes, I cans, yes, I cans. Now, what has letting go have to do with spiritual growth or spirituality? I have a person I really like, listened to her on the Hay House radio, and read a couple other books. In fact, I have one here to show you. It's called Space Clearing A to Z. It's a beautiful book, more like a coffee table book, really. I highly recommend it. You can look at it if you want to later. This is what she says. From a spiritual perspective, letting go of physical stuff equates with letting go of emotional stuff from your life. In truth, clutter clearing is never just about the stuff. It addresses other things going on beneath the surface. So that's what we're talking about. Now, I want to say that, understand that we're talking about letting go as if there's no room in our minds and so on like that for God. But that's not true, because God can't be crowded out. We can't crowd out God. God is everywhere. What, where, when, why, and who, right? It's about where we're focusing and what our minds are on. We want our lives to be more open. God is the highest and best in all of these things. And what we want to have our minds on, we want it to be the highest and best. So what we put our minds on, what we focus on, what we're distracted to, pulled to, or called to, if that's our point of presence, our place of focus, where we create and manifest. That place is where we create and manifest. Now, do we want to create more of what we don't want? Because of where we're looking, where we're focusing? Somebody already said, no, we don't. And I believe that we want to be in a mental and emotional and spiritual place of the highest and best before we intend to create and manifest. Many of you have heard of this, as above and so below. This is from Hermes Trismegistus. I'm going to say it. Trismegistus. There we go. He was around the early centuries of AD. I couldn't find an exact date. He's well known for, you may have heard of hermetic, something was sealed hermetically. You may have heard of the hermetic philosophies. This is the guy, Hermes Trismegistus. As above, so below. As within, so without. As the universe, as the soul. This is the closest translation to the original. That which is below corresponds to that which is above. And that which is above corresponds to that which is below. To accomplish the miracle of the one thing. So, whatever happens on one level of reality is happening on all the other levels of reality. So if I'm working on something on the physical level, it actually has an impact on our other levels of reality. If I'm thinking a certain way, it affects the other levels of reality. So if I'm doing something, it affects all the other levels of reality. You see what I'm going with this? Everything we do, thoughts, words, and actions affect every level of ourselves. So, where are we looking? Have you ever noticed things happen in spurts? Yeah, like let's say you're thinking of a Corvette, not like you're really going to buy one, or maybe you used to have one and you're kind of missing it, or whatever. And you're thinking, very soon, every time you're in the street, you're driving around, you're watching TV, everything you see is Corvette, different colors, different ages, so on like that. But it's Corvettes everywhere. I know that there's a little bit of synchronicity involved with that, but you know what I'm saying. I could do a whole talk on Spurs, maybe. I won't, but I could. So what we want to do is we want to focus on the highest and best, because those are the things that we want to see. Right? So obviously, Corvettes is pretty, let's say it's not really mundane, we all know that, but it's not, it doesn't have a real charge to it. It doesn't say I'm really scared or I'm really happy or really whatever. But what we want to see more of is the things that we want to think, okay? So we want to attract those things. Now, I would like to say that, again, that when the act of letting go on a physical level affects all the other parts of ourselves. So we're going to talk about how we can intend, associate, and correlate our letting go of things in the physical to all things that are going on in the rest of us, or that we want to go on in the rest of us. For example, let's just say I have some out-of-date things in my pantry, like old Super Bowl pretzels. Now, I'm going to get rid of those. They're probably going to get composted, probably. They're not giving them to the dog. Now, I'm going to let these go, and I'm going to intend that the idea of a past frustration with robocalls. Okay? So I'm like, I don't want to be carrying around this frustration of the robocalls. So I'm going to associate, correlate, and intend that these pretzels are going to take those robocalls with them, and so on. Okay? And then let's say I have some well-intentioned gluten-free flour that for whatever reason has become stale. Now, I may associate that gluten-free flour with past, I call it scrunch. Actually, my grandmother did that, but I guess I kept doing it. Anyway, and words with an old uncle. So in the past, I had these words with him, or he had those words with me, or whatever. Anyway, I was carrying this, let's say. And so I'm going to compost this old stale gluten-free flour, and Uncle so-and-so can go on in there with it. You see what I was coming with this? So it all becomes my spiritual compost. Okay, again, I'm going to remind you that when we're letting go on the physical level, we're also letting go on the other levels. So let's say that we have some negative coping skills. For example, this might ring true for some. It certainly does for me. Potato chip binging. I don't do this, but I know I have girlfriends that do this retail therapy. So these are, instead of using these sorts of things to numb or distract ourselves, we're going to actually release these things. And we're going to use instead releasing with our thoughts, words, and actions. let's say that I realize that I have an old understanding or an old idea that just no longer serves me. Now, I have been tripping over a pair of shoes, and let's say they're patent leather shoes, and the patent leather is now peeling off of them. And I have to say, it's peeling faster than my husband can hand down a pepperoni pizza. Really, that's fast. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let go of this old idea, because I'm going to, in this case, I'm not going to try donating them or anything. I'm just going to throw them away. Do you see what I'm saying? So there's correlation, association, and intention. Now, intention is powerful. Recognize how effective this is, because we know that inanimate objects do have vibration. If you have antiques in your house that belong to someone in your family or someone that you didn't even know, you'll know it's a different feeling than it is to walk in another part of your home and so on. So now we're going to talk about the letting go of things, and this is another way of letting go. I've talked now about the correlating the physical with the other levels by associating. Now I have letting go of understanding, misconceptions, and so on like that. Now here we are, we're all adults. I'm going to just mention this briefly, don't get excited. This is another natural way of letting go of things. We really need to take advantage of it. I certainly am myself of late. And this is the body. The body has its own natural release methods. Snot, I can tell you. Sweat, tears, exhalation, tinkling, and kerplunking. So conditions like colds or allergies or whatever, take advantage of the fact that you are releasing these things. You're sweating, you're running, you're sweating, you're on your treadmill or whatever, your elliptical, whatever, however you like to do, and you're letting these things go. You're letting them, it's so intended. This is an opportunity, an elimination opportunity is how Reverend David used to always tell me. And we don't always have to know what it is. We know we're sweating, we just say, hey, I fully and freely release all that which does not belong to me. I just let it go. I'm letting it go. Only the highest and best is manifest in my life and being. I'm letting these things go. Now, there are circumstances that can lead us to let go, deliberately and willingly, or kicking and screaming, or somewhere in between. I like to say that letting go is so important to each aspect of our beings, every aspect of us. We wouldn't want to hold on to everything. Think about it. You wouldn't want to hold on to everything. So we do. It's a natural process. It's important, and sometimes we want to encourage it because let's say we feel like we're having a block of some kind, or something has been bothering us and we're having trouble letting it go. We can create our own way of letting that go in the ways I'm talking about. Now, what kinds of things might we want to get rid of or pare down? I like to say thoughts, words, actions, places, ideas, relationships, and things. Things that are worn out, no longer applicable, and too many, or we just need less. Okay, I've got a few. I was going to throw them on the floor, but Max is going to come up here and sing, so we won't do that. Okay, email subscriptions and magazine subscriptions. T-shirts, fat pants, skinny pants. Ink pens, nubby pencils, kaleidoscopes, humble figurines. Thoughts of lack of time, health, money, and joy. We don't want that. The ain't it awfuls. We don't want to focus on the ain't it awfuls. And we don't really want to be around the folks who are doing the ain't it awfuls, so we kind of like to change the topic. So we're letting go of those ain't it awfuls. Too much TV watching maybe, dusting everything. Meetings, activities we like, ones we don't like or feel obligated to. Social media interactions, just so much of it. And social obligations. So those are just some ideas that we might want to let go of. So, what else? Emotional reactions, which bring us unwanted feelings or results. For example, overwhelmed due to distraction. resulting in the dropping of a glass bottle on the kitchen tile with olive oil in it. No, it didn't bounce. Irrational snits, cussing the inanimate objects. Not that any of you cuss. What's that? No way. Well, I'm sure you're like my husband. He never cusses. I mean, really, I've tried tricking him into it. Unless you count the occasional sheep dip. I'd just like to remind us now that our thoughts, words, and actions can change our life, our minds, our beings, our emotions, everything. As above, so below, as within, so without. What other ways and means can we let go? Can we repurpose, reuse, recycle, donate, throw away? You know, sometimes I recently found this, that I don't have to throw it away, I can just move it. You know, it just doesn't work in this one room. I had an organ bench, or piano bench, who knows which, and I moved it from one room into another room. And it's great where it is now. So I'm just saying, sometimes we just need to kind of tweak our perception, or perspective, I should say, and say, well, maybe this just doesn't work here. And if it doesn't work anywhere, then maybe that's a sign. Now, are there thoughts that we can transmute? We want to weed the gardens of our minds. Are the gardens in our minds overgrown, underwatered, overwatered, just neglected, or just so much going on in there that we really can't focus well? So this is what I like to say. We're going to do this. Let go of the thoughts that are worn out, no longer applicable, and self-proven. We prove it to ourselves. No one's telling us to be incorrect. These thoughts that we've proven that are incorrect, we're letting these go. We're weeding these things from the garden of our minds. We transmute these into compost, and we do that through things like self-care. That's like watering your garden. That's like putting the fertilizer in, and so on like that. Your self-care. It's important to remember to take care of yourself. It's like that on the airplanes. You take your oxygen first, and then you help the others. We're gonna use visualizations, affirmations, intentions, meditations, dreams, and thoughts, words, and actions in every phase of this process. Relax, release, and replace. Now, we must be conscious or intentional at the stage of replacing. We don't want to attract the same, the similar, or worse versions of what we've just let go of. Now, Aristotle is attributed to this quote, nature abhors a vacuum. Whether that's scientifically proven or not, we're going with it today. So when we let go of something, let's say whether it's a piano bench or some kaleidoscopes, they have a shape. If it's a thought, whatever, these things have, let's say they have shapes and sizes and textures, and they leave a space when we let go of them. We don't want to have something just like it come on into the space because it fits. We want to be intentional to replace this. I have an example. A friend of mine who works for Boeing, like Pereira used to. You know, I've known him for many, many years, and he's still working there. And every time he gets a new job or is moved into a new position, and they do this quite a bit, is because when something needs fixed, they ask for Brian. So Brian goes in, and the place is, you know, it's not the code, it's not the standards, it's not whatever, or it just needs a new program, whatever the case is, and he comes in and he makes it better. At first, he's like, well, this, you know. I said, you know, you got a pattern here, Brian. You know, and have you ever had a girlfriend or a boyfriend, a guy friend, let's say, who you know they're always dating the same types. And they keep complaining about it. And they're always the same time, you know. Well, hello, there we go. Let's not get the, let's replace with what we really want. Relax, release, replace. Now, we're not going to dwell on receiving this morning, but just know that it's important to be ready to receive. And we're going to replace intentionally. Well, there's Trismegistus, Dr. Dyer now. There we go, there we go. You create your thoughts, your words, your thoughts. Let me start over. You create your thoughts create your intentions, and your intentions create your reality. Dr. Wayne Dyer. Bless his heart. So be prepared. Know what you want to replace the old bits with. Again, we don't want random stuff just coming into those spaces, just like what we let go of. We want to receive the highest and best. Consider intentional replacing. Be ready. So what do we want to do instead? We may want less clutter, more elbow room, more space. We may want to be a minimalist. We may just want new stuff. You might want that new Corvette. More time to explore, read, cook, paint, write, go to the movie. You might want improved health, a beautiful garden of positive, affirming, inspiring, and motivating thoughts. Doesn't that sound great? We are creating our reality. Let me distill this. We are creators, shapers, artists, writers, crafters, makers of something from the invisible. We see and acknowledge the correlation between letting go and spiritual growth, the correspondence between above, below, within, and without, the use of intention with letting go of things on the physical plane to affect those on all levels of self, the what's and the ways of letting go, the importance of preparing for intentional receiving, and associating that with forgiveness. Just like that gluten-free flour that we went to the compost. I forgive you, and I ask that you forgive me, and I thank you for the spiritual compost. So what do we have in our spiritual toolbox today? We have tools for releasing and letting go for every level of our beings. We have visualizations, affirmations, meditations, intentions, and thoughts, words, and actions for letting go to make room, for smoother transitions in life, openness, curiosity, and fertile soil in our gardens to allow for the flow of zeal in our lives. I like this picture of him. This is Charles Fillmore, for those who can't see. The light shining on his face, he's so anticipating and expecting and hopeful in this light shining on his face. And the quote, "I fairly sizzle with zeal, energy, and enthusiasm, eager to do that which ought to be done by me today." So we're going to let go and lighten our entire beings, release and let go, and make room for love. Please join me in this affirmation. I fully and freely release and let go all that which does not belong to me, and loose myself to my own good. Only the highest and best is manifest in my life and being. Thank you. Now let's get ready for our healing meditation. Comfortable? Adjust yourselves however you need to do, and take a nice deep breath and relax. Relax. Relax, knowing that the loving, healing energy of God is all around us. See how it feels to have it rest around our feet. Know that we're releasing and letting go the tension, the stress of the day. each muscle, each tendon, everything in our bones, relaxing in our feet, allowing our understanding to grow as we allow the relaxing and the releasing of all that which does not belong to us. We feel the energy now move into our calves and our shins, then into our knees, letting go of any inflexibility so that we may move easily through our day and our lives. Feel this loving, healing light move into our thighs and into our hips. Oh, feeling the release, relaxing there, knowing that we are happy and filled with joy to move forward in our day. Now feel that energy grow and settle into the base of our spines. A golden sphere, a white sphere, whatever color you want it to be, red. Now allow this energy to move into our lower abdomen. It might change color to orange, or it may just stay white. But know that every organ, every cell, everything is happy to do its job and perfectly. And we release and let go any tension, any stress, any misunderstanding. We let it go. We let it go. And the healing takes its place. Feel the light, the energy now moving into our upper abdomen, up our spine, wrapping around into our diaphragms, into our hearts. Feel the compassion grow as we let go of misconceptions. Feel that compassion and love for ourselves and for others grow as we relax and let go. The energy now moves up our spines and up our upper abdomen and into our shoulder area. Relax this area, knowing that all the responsibilities that we have are completely and fully taken care of. We let go of any responsibilities that do not belong to us. We are free. And as we do, we feel that healing energy take its place, relaxing our muscles, healing our muscles, the shoulders, into the neck, and around to the throat. This power center of communication we allow to let go of anything that does not belong to us, so that only the highest and best is manifest here in our throat area. Know that we speak with kind and loving words, with wisdom and the grace given to us is from God. Feel now as this energy moves over our face, washing over our face, and moving up over our scalp, so that it's completely covering us from the tips of our toes to the top of our head. This healing, loving energy, and filling us, every cell, every aspect of our being. Let it grow, this loving, healing energy, taking its place, taking hold, being with us, inside of us, and without. See how it goes and grows into the room? Joining all the energy of all the others here as we share this energy across the city, across the state, the continent, and the globe. So this healing energy, it touches every needful place. People we know who need healing, loved ones who are hurting, situations that need healing and comfort and clarity. Know that the world is filled and surrounded with this healing, loving energy, and the light is doing its work. And for these things, we're very grateful. We feel that gratitude within us. as we come back into this room, we feel the gratitude even stronger. And into our hands, we feel the tingling of our hands and the warmth of our feet. And we realize, yes, we are in this room. And we open our eyes with new eyes of gratitude. Highest and best is manifest in our lives and beings. Thank you very much.